So anyway, I'm going to do this journey in reverse from St Pancras International to London Euston walking. It's actually quicker to walk than get the underground, because the underground is only one stop, and by the time you go all the way down and and get back up at the other end, it's actually a lot longer. So anyway, this is the walk in reverse from St Pancras International from Euston. If you remember the other day, I put a video on about the walk from Euston to St Pancras International. So this is it in reverse. So anyway, we walk out here. Make sure I've got my ticket. Better no forget the ticket, or otherwise I'll be in trouble. It's a £20 penalty fare if you're spotted without a ticket here. So I'll just show my ticket, and the kind gentleman will let me out. Hiya, thank you very much. So anyway, this is St Pancras International. So anyway, we'll go down the escalator here. So this is the HS1 terminal, which serves the southeast of England, Dover Priory, Ramsgate, Canterbury, Margate, etc. So anyway, yes, so we'll head down here, and this is exactly the right way to go. So yeah, so you can see the underground there, but you don't want to be bothering with that. Not from here to London Euston Station. It's not worth it, because it's quite a long way down. It's not just like going down one escalator. You've got to go down quite a few, and it's only one stop. So really, there's no point. You're just quicker to walk, and it's so much easier. So here we go. Yeah, there's a few people about today. So there is. So anyway, we'll continue walking. So yeah, so continuing our walk, that's the Eurostar terminal, which you can see is very quiet at the moment. So now you can actually go up the steps to the left here. Well, in fact, no, you can't, because they've shut them off. So well, I'll just go the normal way out. That's a nice way to go if you go up the steps, because you've got statues. It's a very beautiful station. I probably could get there from the other side if I go through here, but I've only sort of got an hour to catch my train. So we'll just continue on walking this way. So yeah, so you just continue this way through here, and then basically eventually it takes you onto Euston Road, where you walk along. It's, as I say, it's a 5-10 minute walk to Euston. Takes me about 5 to 7 minutes, but if I stop and have a little look around, obviously it takes me a bit longer. It's a beautiful station, this. You really need to look at the statues, but if you looked at my previous video on YouTube, you would have seen the statues when I did the video on the way down from Euston to St Pancras International. That's underground services. Now you can see what I mean about that. If I was to catch the underground to Euston, you go away down there, and then there's loads of escalators. You can also catch it at the other end next to HS1 where I got off, and walk right under a long tunnel. But there's no actual point in doing that, it's just quicker to walk. So here we go, a little few steps here, but nothing to be worried about really. So yes, so this is you heading on to Euston Road.
Welcome to King's Cross, St Pancras.
So
We know that travelling
Heading
might not
on.
be the same as it was.
Heading on to Euston Road,
Please keep to social distance.
and then you just head along this way to Euston Station. As I said before previously, it's about a 5 to 10 minute walk. Might take me a wee bit longer today. I have had a couple of bodies for the bodies on that previous train, but I'm still okay to walk. So here we go. It's a fabulous place, this, like, I love London. Favourite city in the world. Absolutely love the place. You just really got to look around to appreciate the history and architecture of this beautiful city. So this is St Pancras. That's the hotel part of it. There you can see if I zoom in. And then that's, if I'd continued up that escalator where I mentioned before, you would have come out just there where that car is. So you can come out that way, or just the way I've done. To be quite honest, if the staircase hadn't been cordoned off, I would have come out that way that I'm just pointing at, because it's much nicer. And you get to see the statues and a bit of the history of the station. So yeah, so we'll continue along here. So we will, and yeah, it's quite a nice day in London. Again, not quite as nice as it was when I came down a week past Saturday, but it's not bad at all actually. You know, I'm not going to freeze to death. In fact, I'll be doing that when I get home to Scotland. I'll be freezing. I'll wonder what's happening when I get back home. Anyway, there we go. So continuing along Euston Road, you've got Charlton Street here, which is my normal regular pub, the Rocket. I normally stop there for one on the way between my walk between St Pancras International and Euston Station. But obviously, as you can see, they've got all the benches, and there's normally benches out there you can sit. So that's obviously all not happening at the moment. But anyway, we continue on. It just seems like a normal sort of Tuesday afternoon here in London. Obviously, there's a few things closed at the moment. Most things will be opening next Monday, the 12th of April that is. This is the 6th of April. So it's exactly 6 days time before these shops and pubs for drinking outside will be reopened again. And when you're travelling like this, you get a lot of people that protest about it, you know, oh, you should be doing this and doing that, but it's just common sense, you know. Keep your distance, wash your hands regularly. In fact, that previous train I was on, before I actually got on it, there was a group of staff got on it and sprayed it all, and I'm like thinking, do you know, I don't feel unsafe doing this at all. In fact, I feel safer here than I do walking across the road to the supermarket where I live, because they don't do all that kind of hygiene. But at the end of the day, you can catch this anywhere, and you've got to live your life. You can't wrap yourself up in cotton wool forever. Live your life the way you want to do it, and don't worry about the people that will slag you off, because well, no saying anything about these kind of people, because it just gives them another excuse. I wouldn't lower myself to be to their standard, to be honest. So this is us at London Euston Station. Oh well, I can see that this is Euston Square. Euston Square tube station's at right opposite side of that. Well, it looks like, looking through there, it looks like the HS2 supporters have been kicked out finally. I mean, I can understand why some of them object to it, but at the end of the day, life moves on. You know, they're going to, this railway, once it's finished, will be good. And at the end of the day, people don't sort of moan about new motorways being built. We need more railways. So there's none of them camping in there. That's a good job. I normally have something to say to them when I'm passing here, but obviously I don't have that excuse anymore. So this is Euston Station. This is the bus. Well, I don't know if it's a bus station. It probably is actually. It's got a few stances, yeah. Euston bus station, yep. So, and plenty of hand sanitisers. I've actually got my own bottle, but I've sanitised my hands I don't know how many times. As you can see, look at the state of them with all the sanitising that I've been doing. But this is me coming into Euston, into the main front entrance of it. Well, I call it the front entrance. That's the Doric Arch, that's closed. That actual building you see in that picture, the Doric Arch, is actually lying at the bottom of a canal in Camden, and apparently they're going to be lifting that out and reinstating that. It's when the Euston was renovated in the 70s, they actually demolished that building and they chucked it in the canal. So that'll be interesting to see if this happens. So this is Euston Station. As you can see, there used to be a building there at the right at the bottom, but obviously that's part of the HS2 developments that's gone. So anyway, yeah. Right. Fairly busy at the moment, as you can see. We head in here. There's a few people about. I've got about half hour yet to go, so so yeah, it's getting a lot busier than it used to be. So few folk travelling. So my train is being prepared, which is that one near the 1510. Platform number's not up yet, but I normally know roughly the platform, so I'll probably get down there beforehand. So I will. So the 1510 to Glasgow Central isn't actually up yet. As you can see, it just says it's being prepared, which, if I get in the right one there. So I already know that this will be platform 1. Although the station's not too busy, I'll just head down that way now and get on and get settled, or at least be down at the platform before everybody else comes. It makes a difference when you know ahead of the platform number, especially when times are busier than this. You just sort of get yourself down there and get on. There's nothing worse than getting on a train and you want a good seat and there's all these people in front of you plittering about, fidgeting, and it's like, come on, move, I want a seat. So anyway, your platform 1 is here, and obviously it's not up there yet, but I already know the platform anyway. It's normally either platform 1 or 14. the Advantage West Coast services to Glasgow Central. Obviously it can change, but you just sort of use your common sense. Have a look about, and there she is sitting over there. So I'll get down there waiting beforehand and then I'll get on. So anyway, I shall continue this video in a little minute or two. So this is the 1510 Advantage West Coast service to Glasgow Central. Obviously I'm going to Carlisle. So platform 1, as I said before, I'm down first before everybody else. Just the way I like it. Get on and get your seats. I'm in coach Jai. First class, of course. Only the best for Mr. Globetrotter. And I am seat 16. So obviously if it's not a good seat, then I just pick a better seat. Here we go. So this is my seat here, seat 16.
Welcome on board this Advantage West Coast
So here we go.
to Glasgow Central.
So here we go. That will do me lovely jubbly.
Calling at crew.
1510 Advantage West Coast service up to Glasgow Central, leaving London Euston bang on time, as always. I always find this a very good service. Very rarely when I'm using it, and I use it quite a lot, it's always usually on time. So it's a great service. So leaving Euston station for about a 3 hours and 20-minute journey up to Carlisle. It does take an extra 10 minutes at the moment because it's stopping in an additional station at Crewe. Normally this service goes straight to Warrington Bank Quay in Cheshire, and that's normally the first stop. But because of all this, it's stopping at Crewe,
Welcome on board this
which isn't a big
West
hardship.
Coast service to Glasgow Central.
So yes.
Calling at Crewe, Warrington Bank Quay, Wigan North Western, Preston,
leaving
Lancaster,
now.
Oxenholme Lake District,
It's
Carlisle.
fairly quiet, but in this carriage, but I noticed
If you see
the other
something
3
that
first class
doesn't look
carriages
right,
were a bit
speak to
busier.
staff or
And then
text
obviously
British
you've got
Transport Police on
the 7
61016.
standard class carriages in the
Sorted.
front of this
Say it.
service.
Say it. Sorted.
Yep.